What do you think that Panama Papers have released to influence the world economy?
I think they are trying not to just influence the economy, but they are also trying to influence the politics of especially developing countries, because a lot of these countries are very vulnerable. And I think that in my own view, I think that what they are going to do is that whoever is releasing these data, they have a lot of data about a lot of people, and I think they will selectively release the data, and I think there might be many other people besides the ones whose data is being relieved, and those also are the people that might have invested in these companies. So I think that powers that are involved in this, that are releasing these data, I think that they will try to shape the politics, the economics, and the socio-political character of the countries, and the developing countries mostly.
So do you think the Panama Papers will negatively influence the Pakistani progress and foreign investment?
Actually, it all depends on how this crisis is managed. It depends. It can have a positive influence, also it can have a negative influence, but it all depends on how we manage this. Unfortunately, we've made ourselves very vulnerable, and I don't know whether there are any forces or the establishment that are actually sitting there, and if they can manage it in such a way that it brings, that we are able to, if we are, for example, if we want to achieve certain goals, we can use the Panama Papers. For example, if we want to flush out the corrupt elements in the politics, then I think we can use the these papers for doing that. But I personally think that we should not rely only on Panama Papers, because what these papers are trying to tell you is that they are trying to tell you about tax evaders. Fine, but there are a lot of other information that we have about corruption in this country besides the Panama Papers. For example, there's a lot of information available about tax defaulters, about people who got their loans written off, about the bankers who have written off loans, and about a lot of corruption going on in the economy. So we should not rely only on Panama Papers to identify the corrupt in this country. I think we have to use other information, and particularly if there is no information about some politician or some technocrat in the Panama Papers, then I think we should use our own organizations like NAB and FIA to find out whether these people, the other ones, are they really honest, or are they being projected as honest, and that is why corruption about them is not being released in the Panama Papers.
So who would benefit from political instability of Pakistan by the Panama Papers or this scandal?
Actually, there are many countries, important powers, superpowers, that stand to gain from this, because if this particularly Pakistani government, if there are allegations, then these politicians can be blackmailed by superpowers, by the United States, to get them to do what the United States would like them to do.
United States is not directly involved in Panama Papers.
They are not involved, but if there are politicians that are being labeled as corrupt, they will be on their back foot. So anybody, United States, UK, or any country can blackmail them, because they would know that these are people who are there on the defensive. So then they can be used to extract favors. And like, for example, in this part of the country, there are many superpowers who would like to blackmail the government of Pakistan, particularly if it has been painted black because of Panama Papers or because of any other information regarding corruption. Then people or those countries can get a lot of benefits. They can exert pressure, blackmail these governments to make them do what these powers, whoever the powers are.
So do you agree that Pak-China corridor can play an important role in the world economy, and its success can bring stability in Asia?
Absolutely. You see, it's a very big project. $46 billion are being invested, and throughout, in the past, we've had this problem that every time we tried to locate industry in the underdeveloped areas, we were not able to because the infrastructure was not there. So now this corridor is going to provide infrastructure, and if the infrastructure is there, then investment will automatically flow into these areas. So I think it can play a very, very important role in locating industries and locating other economic activities in the underdeveloped areas of Pakistan, which we've been trying to do for a long time, but which we've not been able to do because of the lack of infrastructure.
So what do you think why the China is keep silent about the Panama Papers? We did not hear any kind of a statement from the China.
I think Chinese people are very wise people. They talk less and they do more work. So I think whatever their strategies are, or whatever way they plan to deal with it, I think they will not disclose their strategies. But I think Chinese are, I mean, you've heard of the Chinese wisdom. Chinese are very wise people. So whatever their wisdom is, they will keep it to themselves and they will apply it accordingly.
So what factor do you believe have forced some powers to disclose the Panama Papers?
I think it reminds me of the Arab Springs. For example, you know, when the Arab Springs started taking place in the Middle East, there were a lot of, you know, there are a lot of countries which were pro-West. Now, a lot of times Western countries did not want to disturb those monarchies or those governments which were pro-West. But if there were governments which were not pro-West, then obviously the Arab Springs, etc., were being, you know, what these people were trying to do was to get those monarchies or those governments ousted from power using, you know, the Arab Springs. So I think it is the same sort of thing with them, with these Panama Papers. I think that what they will try to do is that these Panama Papers will try to shape the political social structure of the developing countries. And I think that I personally feel that there are a lot of other people who might have a lot of corruption scandals, and I think world powers would know about them. But those are the people that Western countries need, because they might be pro-Western or because they might be playing according to the Western agenda. So I think that these scandals will be used to bring into power those people who might be very corrupt, but who might have a pro-Western leaning, with the result that, you know, even if there is information available about these people, Western countries or United States, big powers, if they have this information, they will withhold it, but they will release this information about other politicians, etc. And this way people will feel that they are getting rid of corruption. But I think we'll be able to get rid of corruption only of those people who've been pointed out by the Western agencies or Western governments.
With the release of the second edition of the Panama Papers, do you believe it will delay the federal budget announcement?
I think I heard reports that budget might be delayed, but because the finance minister is busy with you know, consultations, etc., with the prime minister, so there is a possibility that the budget might be delayed.